everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk podcast. My name is Kamisha Whitaker-Moore.
I am Ron Whitaker.
I'm Kaylin.
Cam.
And thank you guys so much for joining us on today. Tonight, we're going to be talking about, since it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, of course, everybody's talking about love and what love is and all of the things. But today, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about what love is to us, our definition of love. I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask everyone, and I'm going to answer some as well. So just relax and enjoy the episode, okay? I'll edit that. All right, guys. So I have a couple of questions. As we all know, ChatGPT is like one of the hippest things out here in the world. And so since it's Valentine's Day, I definitely asked Cameron and you and I, we were talking the other day about like a topic, and Cam asked the question about love. Is love a feeling, or what did she say, Cam? What was the question again?
Is love a feeling or is it a choice?
Or is it a choice? And so anyway, I thought about that, and then I put it into ChatGPT, and I'm telling you, it came out with so many things that we could definitely talk about and have a full podcast about, and honestly have people that may agree or disagree with what we have to say. So we're going to go ahead and get into the episode. So what is love? Okay. Anybody want to define what love is? We're all going to define what love is to us and what it means to us, but what is love to you?
Love to me, it's definitely a feeling, unconditional, that comes with trust and communication. That's the best I can probably define it without just going in depth of what I think it is to me.
Okay. That's what I'm asking you. What is love to you?
What is love?
Without talking about dopamines.
Okay.
Okay.
What love is to me, though, it's like I said, it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeling that one or more than one person can share with each other, that comes along with trust, communication, understanding, and it's back and forth, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, makes
like
sense. What about you, Cam?
It's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to answer that, but I feel like it's a...
How do you know if you're in love?
How do you know? Okay, that's a good one. So I guess you could, like, what type of love? You talking about, like, relationship, family?
It doesn't matter. We're just defining love, and we're going to get into all the different types of love and those questions a little bit later. So you can tell me what love means to you, what it means to be in a relationship type of love versus like a child love. But what is love? Just point blank in the period.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. What does love mean?
So to answer your question, I think how I know I love a person is when, like, seeing them happy makes me happy.
Gotcha. Okay, it makes sense.
That's how I know for
A
sure.
relationship, or just that's
family,
in general?
yeah, just overall, like, general.
Okay.
seeing
Do you
people.
want to change your definition of what love is if we're talking about family versus relationships?
I mean, I thought we were talking about relationships, so I'm gonna stick with my answer.
Okay, gotcha. So to me, the way I define love, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in the home, our children, whatever the case may be, to me, love is a feeling. It's a feeling of, to me, it's a feeling of peace. It's a feeling of just being or feeling like I'm important to someone, or me helping someone, or seeing smiles on someone's face. It is a feeling that I get when I know that I love 110 and I give someone a piece of who I am. To me, that's how I define my love. People have different words of affirmation. Different love languages. And to me, my love is telling people how much you mean to me, or that I love you, or different things like that. So to me, love is, I can remember as a kid, like my mom loving us, kissing us at night. I see that, to me, that's love to me, like the emotional part of it. And then I can see like love on a parent level, like my dad spanking our butts, making us mind, making us good people. To me, that's another part of love. But if we're talking about a relationship type of love, it's more like, hey, you're making me feel like I'm valued. I make you feel like you're valued, and we love each other. We talk to one another. We share things with one another, different things like that. So I guess everybody could come up with a different definition of what they feel like love means in different situations. Yeah. But to me, love overall is a feeling that I mean something to someone. I'm important to you, and you're feeding into me, and I'm feeding into you, and we're feeding all that positivity and not negativity. That makes sense?
It does.
Okay, so to me, that's what it means. So another question from AI, do you believe in soulmates? Why or why not? Do you believe in soulmates?
Soulmates. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah.
Okay.
Not all the way, because I don't feel like I feel like when you're in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a soulmate is like kind of too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a soulmate is like the perfect person,
Gotcha.
in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't feel like that exists. There's no perfect person for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't think so.
Okay. What about you, Kay?
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. I feel like
What do you believe?
Maybe there. I personally, I don't know, because maybe there is, maybe there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
I just maybe haven't found
Your
my
soulmate.
soulmate.
I understand.
That makes sense.
It does.
So I really couldn't give you an answer on if there is or if there isn't.
Okay, but after this, I'm gonna need you to do better. Okay, so give me some answers. What about you, Bo?
As far as the concept of a soulmate, I'm not for sure. I believe that exists.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe in deep connections.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe in kindred spirits, if anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm everything that you're not. You're everything that I'm not. Because if you are everything that I am, then when I'm not me, who are you?
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in balance.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe in that balance.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of times the opposites attract, and whatever. If I'm weak in this area and you're weak in this area, who gonna pick us up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So
For sure.
I do believe in love, but soulmates, I don't know.
That's
I think that's
iffy.
something you have to work towards.
I got you. I think that when people talk about soulmates, as we see on TV, somebody that is meant to be connected to that person or to each other. I totally believe in soulmates. I really, really do. And the reason why I say I believe in soulmates is because you may not be with your soulmate, but I believe in soulmates for sure. I don't think that your soulmate has to be the perfect person, because there's nobody that is perfect. I believe your soulmate is meant for you and you alone. And if we didn't believe in that, why do we pray and ask God to send us somebody? And when he does send us somebody, do you not think that that's your soulmate? You're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to go through hills and valleys. So they're not perfect, and nor are you. But you balance each other out, and you're working toward a common goal. So I do believe in soulmates. You may not be with your soulmate, but I believe that a person can be your soulmate. Sometimes, and this is just me, and I'm not a professional, but by experience on my own, I believe we jump into relationships too fast and we forget about the prayer that we prayed. I believe that we go from one relationship to another relationship trying to find what we feel like is our mate, and we miss the mark because we're jumping and we're jumping and we're jumping and we're not chilling to find out what it is that we need. So do I believe in soulmates? I do. And why do I believe in soulmates? Because I believe that if I pray and ask God to send someone, or God has somebody for me, why would they not be my soulmate?
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
So that's just me. And that's just how I think. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're going to mess up a lot of things. And we're going to mess up in our marriages. We're going to mess up in our relationships. We're going to argue. We're not going to agree. But it's about what you do with that. Which makes the outcome a little bit better. So if I don't agree with what you say as a mom, do we discontinue our relationship as mom and son? No. We don't. And so I feel like even in relationships, if I don't agree with what you telling me, I don't discontinue my relationship because I disagree with you. We find common ground, or we agree to disagree and we move around. So yes, I do believe that soulmates are real. I believe that, and they're not perfect, but I feel like we have to make it where we're doing the same thing, or we're fighting for the same thing, or we're trying to grow toward the same thing. I can't be going up 90 and then you're going down 50. I don't think this is what we're supposed to do. So long story short, yes, I do. That's just me and that my personal thing. Can we love truly? Can love truly be unconditional? What say you?
Yes,
Okay. Why?
I believe because if I love you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you every part of me, mentally, spiritually. And like you said, sometimes we will disagree. Sometimes we will have ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean I'm going to give you less of me.
Right.
I believe in 100% giving 100% and receiving 100%, not 50-50, because 50-50 is still half of you
Right.
and then half of me.
Mm-hmm.
If we're really going to make something work, it has to be 100 versus 100
Mm-hmm.
versus
Gotcha.
50-50.
Okay. Makes sense. What about you, Kay?
What's the question again? I was listening to Uncle. I'm sorry.
The question was, can love truly be unconditional?
I say yes
Okay. Why?
because I don't think that you should put. If you love somebody, I don't think that there should be a condition on why you love somebody.
I agree.
So, I mean, that's just my answer.
I totally get it. That makes sense. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I think so.
Can love truly be unconditional?
Yeah, because obviously you're not gonna wake up every day and it's just gonna be peaches and cream.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, love unconditionally regardless of what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
how the day comes, if y'all disagree, agree or not.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like love can definitely truly be unconditional, because if I love you, like we were talking about earlier, and I put a condition on my love for you, then I don't truly love you unconditionally. I love you because of. And that right there is not what we want, because then you will find yourself loving someone or lusting someone or just being with someone because of what they have. I love you today because you're temporarily rich with your income tax. Or I love you today because you just got a whole job and you can be making money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love you today because, number one, we kicked it at Applebee's on yesterday or whatever the case, and you paid for my drink. So it's just, I feel as if love has to be unconditional, because if not, we're putting conditions on love. And we were even talking about like biblically, like with God. Bo, explain what you were saying.
I was saying that in the Bible, I don't think there's anywhere in the Bible where God said why he loved us.
Right.
Because if he said why he loved us, that would be a condition.
Mm-hmm.
So if he loved us just because of this or just because of that, then that would put a condition on it. So,
and that means he can't truly love us unconditionally. And that's exactly what he said he does.
Right.
He loves us unconditionally. So you can't put conditions on your love, because if you do, then for sure you don't love me unconditionally. And I feel like I love unconditionally. I love hard. I love fast. I love my family. I love my children. And I also know that, right or wrong, sometimes in past hurts, I put conditions on my love. I do. Am I wrong? I know that I am, but it's how I feel, and I know that that's something that I have to work through because of past hurts, because of past situations and different things like that. Sometimes I put conditions on different things. Now, I love you, and I don't love you because you buy me things or because you do this for me. I love you because of who you are, but don't do this. Don't do that. Because I'm putting conditions there for you, because we say you don't bring your past into your present, and yet and still sometimes you can be so scorned and so hurt behind different situations to where you do it, and it's like subconsciously, and then you have to like girl, calm down, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because this person hurt you doesn't mean that this person's going to hurt you. So yes, I believe that we can truly love unconditionally. I also believe that sometimes we put conditions on different situations because of past situations, and we have to work through those things in order to give somebody truly 100% of ourselves. I remember when I was dating Mark, we weren't really dating, but you know how old people do it. But it was more so like I said to him, and I will never forget this, and he brought this to my attention. I said, I will never give you 100% of my heart, because I've been hurt this much to where I don't want to give anybody that much control over how I feel because I don't want to feel the way that I felt. That makes sense?
It does.
And so when I said that, that bothered him because he was like, well, if you can't give me 100% of how you know, your heart or whatever the case may be, what is this? And so that's something that I had to work through, something that I had to work on because we will definitely let our past get us. And even though we know that we should not, it will.
I think that's the difference between having love for someone and being in love with someone. And I think a lot of times we get that confused because I can have love for you all day long, but if the goal is for me to be in love with you.
Right.
Because if I'm in love with you, then that means we're with this together. And if I just got love for you, then that brings the conditions on.
That's true. I totally agree with you on that part for sure. Y'all want to chime in? No? Okay, y'all good. Okay.
Waiting on the next question.
How has your understanding of love changed over the years? Now, you guys are in your 20s, and I know, I mean, there's not been a lot of relationships, a lot of serious relationships, but how has your definition of love changed over the years? Like, you've seen people in love or people being hurt. Has that changed your thoughts about love and how you approach love? Or is it just like, hey, just because you got hurt don't mean I'm gonna get hurt, girl or boy, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. So how has your attitude about love changed?
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been in relationships like that and taking it day by day, but yeah, just really just trying to, you know, like y'all were talking about earlier, give my heart like give her 100% of like me, and you know, and like not being in like a serious relationship, it's like it's a weird thing, really, because it's just like me, because I don't really give anybody that much power over me, so it's like you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And it's just
you do
like,
the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Totally get that part. I understand that.
Yeah. So, but you know, as time goes on, you know, we got 2 feet in there now.
Yeah.
So
I totally understand. It's a work in progress for sure.
Yeah.
It really is. Kaylin, what about you?
I haven't been in that many relationships.
Yeah.
But my love has definitely changed. Just from dating Mateo's dad and then dating Maverick's dad, like my perspective on love has definitely changed. But I don't bring my baggage into new relationships, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I'm still learning.
I got you. And you're still young. Just because, honestly, I had to learn this. Just because I had 3 children by the time I was 24. So what my thoughts on love was not. You know what I mean? And so I had to learn what love actually was. And just because you have kids, that does not mean that you know what love is. Because you don't. You don't. You do not. Well, what about you?
Well, my perspective on love, it hasn't really changed that much because I feel like I'm a love like it ain't no tomorrow. Like I'm a love hard, and sometimes loving fast is a problem.
Yeah.
Because
for you or for the person with you? A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
For me, though,
a little bit of both, because you know how some people when we get into a relationship, they're like, okay, you got this much against you before you even can make it to over here. Me, I tend to trust people first when it comes to a relationship. I tend to put the trust there, and then as you give me reasons not to trust, I begin to bag up.
Yeah.
But I'm so in love with love to where like I want to love now.
Yeah.
I want to love now,
That makes
but
sense.
I can't just completely love right now because you'd be like, oh, that right there, or that right there.
But
and
you're
you can't
looking for it.
you're looking for it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you have to be cautious at the same time. Even when looking with love, because people sometimes they have facades,
Yeah.
and a person can only fake for so long
Until it start
and
coming.
until
Yeah.
the real start coming.
Yeah.
So you don't ignore those red flags. You see them. Maybe I make a little mental note about that.
Yeah.
Because somebody can fake something. But if a person, I think, if a person does something more than 1 or 2 times, it almost becomes a routine.
Yeah.
And if that routine becomes a practice, then that becomes a part of their character.
Mm-hmm.
And if you build that much into that, and then this is your character after the facade, then this is who you are, because that's what you showed me.
That's true.
So I'm watching it at the same time. I'm holding my heart, like my heart want to jump over there and be like, here, take this.
Yeah.
I want you to have it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hold up now.
Yeah.
Because everybody can't get this. Everybody ain't worthy of the love that you want to give them.
That's true. I totally agree with that.
But then some people they're not used to the love that you want to give them too.
Right.
So
And it's scary.
it's scary, but then it's also like I feel like it kind of hurt in a sense, because you want to give this person the type of love that you want to give.
Yeah.
But then it's like you can't. You know?
When you say you can't, why can you not? Is it because you have hesitations, or the love that you're trying to give, that person doesn't understand the way that you love? They're so accustomed to something else.
That person doesn't understand.
Got it.
And it's kind of hard to make somebody understand the love that you want to give them when they're so used to something else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's kind of like, that's kind of hurtful too, because it's like, dang.
Like, you've been hurt.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, the vulnerability of you saying, because if I'm in love with somebody, a lot of not conditions come with that. But if I love you, then I feel like that my love sometimes might get me in trouble, because if I love you and then somebody over there saying something to you, I'm a protector, first of all. And my logical mind sometimes doesn't go with the emotional mindset. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they could be enemies, because I might want to beat up the whole room for you, just because they looked at you wrong. But my logical thinking says just calm down, chill out. But my emotions say, tear the club up.
Yeah, I totally understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's the balance. You feel me?
I totally get that, because honestly, as a mom, it's the same thing. As a mom, as a grandmother, all that, you want to tear it up.
Yeah.
But then again, you have to just kind of sit back and watch things unfold, because sometimes you have to stay in your lane and hope that all decisions are made in the best way possible. And that's just the way life is, and then I understand that people love totally different. People understand and they love totally different. Sometimes we think that people are bad people because they don't love us like we need to be loved. They just don't know. They don't know, or they were not shown that type of love. They were shown a different type of love, and that's the love that they're accustomed to. And to them, that is, I'm showing you that I love you, Cameron. I love you. I love you. But to me, I'm like, boy, I don't know that type of love.
Like bare
because
minimum.
Yes, it's like the bare minimum, or I'm so used to this, because in my mind and in my head and in my heart, my love language is something totally different. I don't need you to be like, love you, and then we're gone. You know what I'm saying? Love you, and then we're gone. You can tell me all day that you love me, but there's no actions behind what you're saying. Then I'm like, we on two different wavelengths. Our love, my love, and your love are two different things. And so, honestly, we can just say that people are bad people, but they're really not. They can only give you what they're taught. And if they're not taught the way that you were taught how love is supposed to feel, with the hugs and the kisses and all of those things, they can't give you what they don't have. And the thing about it is, they have to learn. You can teach them about how you love. And maybe one day, not maybe, but one day, you're going to see a whole difference, because if you want to have a relationship and this person is not giving you what you feel like you need, you have to think, do they really know how to love you like that? How were they loved? How did their mama show them love? How did their daddy show them love? You just have to think about different things like that. And so sometimes if we think that way, we could be like, slow it down a little bit, slow it down. And then sometimes that brings on conversations. Sometimes you could just read a book. 5 love languages. Figure out who you are. Figure out who she is, who he is, and what their love languages is. is I know my love language. I know my love language. My love language is like words of affirmations. I love like, hey, you okay? You doing good? Can I help you with anything? Whatever the case may be. You don't never have to buy me a thing. And I'm okay with that. Some people's love language is like they need gifts. They want touch. They need quality time and all of those things. And so you have to figure out what's important to you and to them because they may not have ever experienced the love that you've experienced. And sometimes you have to just slow it down and stop judging so harshly. Like, you can't give me what I need. Maybe they don't know what you need because they've never experienced the love that you've experienced in your life. And so sometimes we got to talk about that thing. It's okay to have communication. Anybody want to add anything on that? I know.
How do you find a balance between that? Like you were talking about, you love in a different way than they like want to. How do you find a balance between that?
So I'm gonna tell you how I find a balance. Your balance may be totally different. When I say for real, read the 5 love languages, I really mean that. That book is at the house.
I read it.
In the garage. And once you read that book and they decide on what my love languages is or whatever the case may be in yours, then you work toward that. And then you find a balance that way because if you are words of affirmation and Kendall is physical touch and you're not physical touch because even hugging you do this. You kind of standoffish. You know what I'm saying? You don't hug tight. Like I hug tight. And so if Kendall is that type of girl, then you're going to have to really like, let me hug you, like squeeze tight because that's who she is and that's what she needs. So in order to fix that, you have to have open communication and read that book. I promise you, if you read the book, you're going to figure out what it is. I know Mark has 2. He is physical touch and he loves gifts.
That's me.
And I'm not that way. So we had a hard time in the beginning, but I understand, what he needs, what I need, and all the things. Because Mark used to get so mad at me because he would always buy me things. I'm like, thank you. And then he was like, oh, you don't act like you like it. Yeah. I'm like, I love it. But that's just not my love language, if that makes sense. I don't need you to spend money on me to make me happy. That's just not what I do or who I am. But we had to figure that part out and real quick. So figure that out. And it's super easy. The book isn't that long, but just read it. Just read it. And if you don't want to read, there's Audible. There's Audible. But in order to save a relationship, what's an hour or two? I mean, you say you love somebody, let's figure it out. Next question. Is romantic love more important than any other types of love? As the examples they gave were platonic, family love. But is romantic love more important than any other type of love? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think love is balance. All time, place.
Okay, we all agree on that one. Can you fall in love more than one time in a lifetime? More than once in a lifetime?
Yes.
Of course you can. Yeah. What about these people that say, listen, my husband left me. He left her, whatever, they got divorced, and then all of a sudden, I will never love anybody like I loved him. What do you think that they're giving themselves a fair opportunity to love, or you think they're just holding on to all that sadness and that's just who they are?
I think it comes with time.
Yeah.
Like if you were going through a divorce and you say that, I think it comes with time. Time to get yourself together, time to heal, and then you can try to start dating, and then trying to find love. So I think it just comes with time.
Okay. What about you, Cam and Bo?
Yeah, I think it's just gradual. It's gradual. Just give yourself the healing process. That's what's important.
Yeah.
A lot of people go without the healing process, and that's how you end up bringing your baggage to the next one, and then you're dealing with that. Give yourself time to heal.
Yeah, that's true.
To know you. And then
how long do you think is there a set time to give yourself to heal?
No. Different for every person, I think.
That's me too. Because I could heal in a day. No, I'm playing.
I was like, girl, stop playing. For real, if you got that superpower, everybody tell somebody else how to get it.
No, I think it's just everybody's different because it could take Bo 5 years. It could take me a year. It could take you 6 months, Cameron 3 months. I mean, it just depends.
I totally agree. I just thought that I would ask that question because sometimes, I used to be this person. I would go from one relationship to another relationship because I didn't want to be by myself. Or I thought that, hey, I just saying what I need to be in a relationship or whatever the case may be. And it wasn't even a relationship, honestly. It was more so like a friendship or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And so I feel like women today, men, we're not giving ourselves time to heal. And when you don't give yourself time to heal over love lost, then we definitely tend to bring in a whole bunch of baggage to a new relationship. And you find yourself talking about your old relationship, and anybody got time for that.
Yeah, nobody want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that.
And so I'm going to give you one because I understand, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, at first I'm like, is she dead or something? But no, she left me.
Right.
But yet and still, I'm like, okay, that's it. That's enough right there because apparently you're not healed. And we need to take you back to the altar. So I just feel like that's a lot. And if you're not ready to move on, sit down somewhere. Because what you can't do is come over here with the old relationship talking about what somebody did to you and then expect me to be on board with that. No ma'ams and no sirs. It's time to move around.
I ain't never understood that like you get out of a relationship and then boom, you in another one. I've never really understood that. I feel like the healing process is just like you should be by yourself for a little bit.
I totally understand it. And I totally agree. But when you're young and you really don't take care of yourself, or when you're young and you think that you need somebody to define who you are, then you definitely mess up with that because you're in and out, in and out, in and out. And sometimes it's what you've seen, or sometimes it's just how you feel. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people feel like they need a man to define who they are, or men need a young girl to define who they are. And honestly, you don't. Sometimes you just need to sit there and just heal totally and completely and then move on. Because I'm telling you, there's something valuable that you can bring to a relationship once you are healed and you're past that past hurt. So me personally, I think that, we know what not to do, or we know what to do if you've been hurt, healed, and you move on. So that's just me, and I could be totally wrong. And I have not went to school for a counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, or nothing. Just past experience. I feel like you need to heal totally and completely before you even thinking about bringing in another relationship. I do. I think we need to sit down for real for about a year and just let us completely heal and do what we need to do. I do. That's just me in my time frame. I don't know about nobody else. Mama.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that men and women heal differently?
I do.
Heal
I really do. I think that men and women heal very much so differently. I think that men and women are wired totally differently as well. I think that a man can get over a situation and tell somebody else to get over it, and you're still dealing with it.
Right.
And I feel like with that being said, you passed it. I'm still dealing with it. And you're going to have to honor that or give me time in order for me to process it, because you can't rush this.
Right.
You have to give me my mental, and I have to figure out how I feel about this situation, because pushing somebody, that's never good. Let them heal on their own. And so if you messed up, then let them heal and do the work. Right. And shut up and sit down.
Too.
There you go.
I feel like some men, they're processing it as it happens.
Yeah.
As it happens, and then once it's happened in this process, it's like, all right, been there, done that, over with that.
Yeah. Let
me just sit back and go whatever. And then, like you said, sometimes they'll try to force the healing on the next person, and you're just not ready yet.
No, definitely not ready.
And you have to give each person that process.
You got to give somebody time to do what they need to do, feel how they need to feel, and go on about your business. I tell people at work all the time, I know that you're upset and you are probably hurt. Feel how you feel, process those emotions, get it together, and then have conversations. Don't go into a conversation heated, halfway cocked, because I'm telling you, all you're going to do is mess something up. You're going to come in with emotions, and then it's going to be a whole showdown in Little Tokyo at your job when all you have to do, if you're mad, be mad. If you're hurt, be hurt. Feel it. Process it. And then let's move on. That's all I'm telling you. I'm a big believer in processing things, because when you don't process, then you get like damaged good sometimes.
Anger and regret.
Yes, absolutely. So next question. How do you know when you are truly in love? How do you know? How do you know?
Like I was saying earlier, I think it's just when I see like you smile and I'm like, that feels nice.
Yeah.
Like, okay. That's how I know.
But you can't put a smile on somebody's face every single day.
No, or like I find myself going out of my way to be like, oh, like not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, like just I go to the store or something and then I'm like, oh, she might like these, and then bam.
Yeah.
Considering.
Yeah, I'm just like, and then think about it for a second. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
That's how I know.
I got you. Makes total sense. Me too. I like that. You're thinking about somebody other than you, whether you think about it or like subconsciously or not. You know what she likes, and you let me pick up some of these junior mints because I know she likes them. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. What about you, Kaylin? How do you know when you are truly in love?
I mean, I agree with Cameron, being considerate, like going to the store and just getting somebody something, or going out your way to do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Ron?
Pretty much, it's pretty much the same thing. When it makes me happy, to make you happy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? When I can, you know how some people be like, okay, we ain't saw each other all day and this is whatever. I miss you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't been around each other that long, or not around each other that long, and I find myself missing you.
Right.
I find myself like, I wonder what she want. You know what I'm saying? What she want to do. Considering her feelings in every situation.
Right.
Dress her. You feel me? Like, you dress me, I dress her. Like, when you feel that type of energy, like she's doing that same thing for you and you doing the same thing for her, and it makes you happy to make her happy, to me, that's love.
I got you.
That's love. That's
I think
real.
everybody's different too.
Yeah, everybody is a little bit different. I was watching this little thing on TikTok the other day where this guy opened the door for the girl. The girl gets in the car and then she opened the door for the guy. And then he comes around and like gets on one knee or whatever the case may be. How important is that to you, Kaylin, for a guy to open the door for you? Is that important to you, or are you like, I don't care?
I mean, to be honest, I mean, if they do it, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just used to people not doing it.
Yeah.
Or even like pumping my gas. Like, I'm kind of used to like pumping my own gas. So,
but if somebody were to do that, like if you pull up to the gas station and somebody were to get out and just like, oh, I got this, don't even worry about it. You go pay for the gas and they pump the gas.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out with a smile on my face.
Okay, I got you. Makes sense. How important is that for you guys to do that for the women that you love?
Open the door in the car? No. Me and Kendall talked about that, and I'm just like, I wasn't taught I wasn't taught that way. I just feel like it's
excuse
too much.
Me? I didn't teach you that way?
Opening the car door.
Just opening the door.
Like, no, you can do that
the
yourself.
way you said
now,
it.
holding the door open, for sure.
It's the same thing.
No, opening the car door.
Yeah.
For her to get in?
Coming around, opening the car door.
Yeah, that's some, like, the way you said it at first, it was like kind of.
But I'm saying, like, that, to me, personally, you won't really catch me doing that, because I just feel like, why do you need to do that? But holding the door open.
Yeah, you did teach him to open the door. I mean, to hold the door open.
Yeah, hold the door open, pumping the gas, all that. Yeah. But like, I really like, I've never understood like
why you have to open the door.
Why do I need to go around the car and open the door for you to get it? To me, I just never understood.
It's the same concept as opening the door or holding the door open. It is.
But I just think a lot of people, like our generation, it wasn't taught
or instilled into them.
right to, hey, let me open the door for you.
Okay.
Now,
Hey,
if
hey,
she,
let me pump your gas for you. Now, I'm not gonna say people don't pump my gas for me. I'm just saying I don't think that's what people or guys in our generation are taught nowadays. Like I don't.
I totally
yeah,
understand.
pumping the gas, I do that like all the time. But I just I've never like been
Understood.
to. I don't know.
So if she asked you, Kim, would you open the door for me?
Yeah.
Would you?
For sure.
Every single time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
got you.
just
It's just not. You're just questioning like, why do I need to open the door
Yeah.
for you?
now if it's a problem and you ask me, then yeah. But I'm so serious. Like I've never. I don't know. I never understood that.
It's
Like,
a
I mean, to be
generational
honest,
thing.
like
Probably so.
I personally don't understand it either. Why someone would need to open the door for me? I don't know. That's
Okay.
just me. But holding the door is a different situation
I got you.
than, hey, let me open the door for you
Yeah,
so
I-
you can sit down in your
I really
seat.
think I totally agree with you, Bo. I think it's a generational type
It's gotta
situation
be.
because even with my dad, he told us girls, this is what guys are supposed to do for you. They open the door for you. You should never ever have to pump gas if guys are with you. And you should never ever have to open up your own door because that's exactly what they instilled in them. It's a sign, to me, it's a sign of respect and love for the person or the lady that you're with. Now, I'm not saying that you don't love anybody. I'm not saying that you're disrespectful, but I am saying that it is definitely a generational type
Right.
Yeah,
situation. And if you were raised by your papa, then yes, I can see that you're doing this. But if you were not raised by your papa and you were raised by your younger dad or whatever the case may be, I can see because not just your generation, my generation too. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. But my dad definitely taught us that this is what we should expect from guys all the time.
I agree. I think it's definitely like a generational thing because,
Mm-hmm.
It is.
like Cameron said,
I'll hold the door open quick. Like I can't. I don't know.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you how much of a generational thing it is. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I'm gonna forever open the door for my woman or whatever. I'm gonna hold the door open. If we walking outside, I'm gonna walk on the curb. She got to be on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pump the gas. My nieces, my sisters, y'all don't pump gas around me.
Right.
My grandmother would probably get on my head if she ever saw a woman pumping gas
or you sit in the car.
and I'm sitting in the car,
Yeah.
or if I'm around.
Mhm.
Those are things that I would never do. But at the same time, with the generation, I was going into a store, didn't know this lady or nothing. I opened the door for her and she walked in and she turned around, she looked at me, she's like, "You still ain't getting my number?" I said, "Ma'am, I didn't ask for your number. I
That's
was
what I'm
just
saying.
I was
like,
just opening up the door for you." And she was like, "Well, you ain't getting nothing from me." I was like, "I'm just opening the door."
They're
That was
not used to
it.
that.
It
I
was like,
remember
crazy.
I remember living over in Liberty Hollow and we would come to the laundromat over off New Boston Road. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my kids being little and I had a big basket of laundry in my hands, right? Guys would walk through the door, just walk through the door. Saw you struggling with 3 little kids running behind you, one grabbing a leg, you grabbing this, and they would just walk in and not even open the door. I'm like, golly, what is this world coming to? And didn't care. But it's totally different. And I mean, honestly, it's not even about love. It's just about loving the person that you're with to kind of help do those things. Next question. How important is physical attraction in love? Can you love a ugly Betty?
I don't think you can.
How ugly? What are we talking?
Like Shrek wife. What's Shrek's wife in
I think
Fiona?
people, to be honest, I think people have their standards,
Mhm.
like nice teeth, certain height,
Yeah.
just different things.
Mm.
But that doesn't always, like, you won't always date that type of person. Like, you can, like, they have their standards,
Yeah.
but they still date somebody that's kind of out of their standards. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. I totally
So,
understand what
I
you're
feel
saying.
like it's 50-50 because, like, I don't know.
I'm asking where the attraction is though.
I
Like
just,
if
But
I'm
you
not
can still
attracted
be
to
a
you,
yeah.
how do I get to know you first? Like I can see a woman. How do I get there with you if I'm not attracted to you first? Just start talking?
So I totally understand what you're saying. I think that sometimes if you start out as friends first, and they may be the ugliest person you ever seen in your life, honestly, if you connect on a totally different level, really, does it matter that they're ugly?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
You just gotta look better than me.
I'm
opinion.
not even like, that's not like not even being mean, but I kind of agree with Uncle Bo in the sense, because how can you be attracted? Yeah, you can't. I don't know.
I don't know. Me a long time ago on the cool, as I was younger, but I've grew up now. I would be like, if I met somebody and we were friendly and cool or whatever like that, and it was good, and if you connected on a different level, okay. But then my mind would always go back to like, I don't want no ugly little baby, so you know what I'm saying? I can't see it. That was me. I said I was younger. I was younger. So I'm always thinking of like the mesh of me and you. Like if you Shrek wife and then you me.
Yeah, you know that old wives' tale. You know what they say? Two ugly people make pretty babies.
My mama and my daddy ain't ugly.
But
I
said that because like, say for instance, if I have a standard of somebody being taller than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand that.
But then dating somebody who's the same height as me.
Get
so
that.
it's like,
it was something
to each his own. And so apparently, if your standard is, how tall are you?
Like 5'11".
And you date a guy, you want your guy to be taller than you. Say, for instance, your guy needs to be like 6 foot and taller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then you dated somebody that's the same height as you. So therefore, there has to be something about that person that caught your attention because
other than the height, right?
Other than
that's
the
what
height.
I'm saying. So you can.
Sure.
I'm not saying like, I don't know how to explain it. Like they don't have to be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it could be
like your standard. You're not dating you're not dating somebody on your checklist. You know what I'm saying?
That meet everything though.
Right.
Some of them checked, but others are not checked.
Like
it's less
if I want
important.
somebody that's like taller than me, but I'm dating somebody that's
your same height,
right?
Okay, so
but
same
it's something
thing,
else that
same thing with the outside.
Right.
Say for instance, this person is on your checklist. He is taller than you. He has a great job. He has pretty teeth. He has all the things. He's super smart, business savvy, and I'm talking about you would make the perfect power couple. But he ugly.
Yeah, no.
What?
How do you?
I can't do
the
like
combination.
I just can't.
Like the combination for me, like okay, how do I know all of this about them?
Because you get to know somebody. You don't have. So you're telling me that you have to get to know somebody because if you go to
listen, it's this thing called if you look, you took. Okay,
I heard that.
You heard that. Listen. I'm just saying, like, you cannot, I just cannot date somebody that's, or even look somebody's way. They ugly.
Okay, but you can look somebody's way that's cute, but your height, and that's on your list of things.
Yes.
Physical attraction. Like, are you not talking about the...
I'm talking about all of it. So
but you said physical, that's why I got it.
My question was, how important is physical attraction in love? So it's super important to y'all. To have somebody that there's nothing wrong. That I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with having a handsome husband or a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
But also think about this. Everybody's definition of pretty ain't your definition of pretty.
Yeah, I know that because I could be ugly to people.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
right.
But
so who you think is ugly may be cute to somebody else.
Right.
So I totally understand that. But my thing is physical attraction a big thing for you? Is it important? How important is physical attraction in love?
But that's why I said 50-50 because like they might not meet everything on my checklist.
Right.
But I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it's still 50-50.
I understand what you're saying because 6'8", 300 pounds is not the standard for everybody.
Right.
You know
but but if they could be cute 6 foot and whatever the weight you said.
Right.
Yeah, 240. You know?
Okay. I got you. So it's very important. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
To me, it's important.
It is. He's being honest.
Well,
it is. It's definitely important.
I just say it's
For me, it's
50-50
important.
because like you're not gonna meet everybody on your checklist.
Let's be honest. For you, I think it's at least 70-30. I'm not gonna say 50-50.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna say 50-50.
I just say you just gotta look better than me.
Yeah, I totally
honest.
understand that.
So
I
You
totally
don't have to
get
be
it.
like 10 out of there's no like.
So what do
7
you think
out
about
of
you
10.
then? I'm just asking. the
Yeah,
question.
what do
They
you
gotta
think
look
about
better
you?
Than you. So where do you rate yourself 1 through 10?
I give myself a solid 7.
Right. So they got to at least be 8, 9, or 10, or can they be a 4 or 5?
6.5.
See?
So it's important.
So I'll
It
give
is.
myself
I
a
totally
6 and a
get it.
half.
So it's
I'm-
important.
I'm just laughing
To
because
Cameron.
I'm just and you too. Don't-
No. Well, yes.
Yeah,
but
there you go. Don't do
still.
that. I'm just laughing because I'm listening to Bo and I'm looking at you and I'm like, y'all are definitely a little bit alike, more than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Just a tad bit. But I'm gonna tell you this though, because with Bo and Chris, they have standards.
Yeah.
There's girls that they are definitely attracted to.
Well, Cameron too.
Yes.
Yes.
But the thing about Bo and Chris for sure, they like light-skinned girls.
Not all. Let's not say that. I love beautiful women. I love light skin.
But you're
I like
preferred.
preferred. I like gingers.
That's hair color.
No. A ginger is. I love freckle face.
Okay.
I like freckles. Hair with their mix.
9
black,
times out
whatever,
of 10,
ginger.
if you have freckles, what are you?
I know
light
I know
skin or dark
Spanish.
skin?
I know
Light.
That's what I thought.
That's what we asked.
Moving on.
Don't try
Moving
to contradict
on.
me. I know what I
Moving
said.
on. So, what is the difference between loving someone and being in love with someone? Now, we touched it, but we didn't talk about it. And I think this is going to be like the first series of our love thing because our time is winding down. This is going to be our last question because we have more questions to go. So what is the difference between loving someone and being in love with someone? Is there a big difference?
I say yes,
Yes.
because if I love you, I'm not gonna do as much for a person that I'm in love with. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Because that's just one of mine. Like I'm not gonna go out my way for somebody that I love.
Right.
If I love you, me, I'm willing to die for you. If I love you, I'm willing to die for you.
But if you in love,
if I'm in love, I'm willing to die for you.
but if
I
you just
got
love
love
me,
for you,
right,
I'll defend you.
I got you.
I'll
I
defend
ain't
you.
gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll defend you. I'll defend you. Like,
Okay.
Stop talking about her. You know what I'm saying?
Way back in the corner.
Yeah,
I feel you. I
the
got you on
difference.
that one. What about you, Cam?
I don't know, to be honest.
You don't?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Why
I-
you say you don't know?
So
Yeah.
there is a big difference between being in love and
And
loving
loving somebody.
someone. Huge difference. So say for instance, you love you love Becky, right? That's just hypothetical. You love Becky because God said you gotta love. So you love Becky, you like Becky, whatever the case may be. But you're in love with Kendall. So Kendall gets a different Cam than
Than
Becky
Becky.
does.
Make
Make sense? She gets the best of, and Becky just get,
Cam.
hey girl, bye girl, whatever.
Mhm.
How you doing? Bye bye, see ya. But Kendall gets a more in depth Cam. So that's what I'm saying. Is there a big difference there? Is there to you? Is there a difference between being in love with someone and loving someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do just about anything for a person I'm in love with. But if I love you, then you know.
Yeah,
Dang,
you're not
why
changing.
can't
You're not
you?
changing for me. If you
love
love
me-
me,
Huh?
if you love me, I love you, but I'm not changing for you. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
I'm
no.
in love with you, yes, I will definitely try to do what I need to do.
If I love you, I mean, not family wise, but your opinion really don't matter.
Yeah, I got you.
But if I'm in love with you, then I guess.
Your opinion does.
Yeah,
Everything,
yeah.
Okay,
you know.
you're trying
Yeah.
to make those changes. Okay, makes sense. One last question, and then we're gonna move on, and we're gonna do another one. Can long distance relationships truly work? What say you? Can it
Yes.
work?
Yeah,
Yes.
but not for me.
Why not?
Because I just no. Like I need to see you.
Uh-huh.
Like we don't have to be together every day, but I need to see you more than once or twice in like a, however long span.
Mm-hmm.
So like long distance, I can't do it
I got you.
because
But it is definitely doable. You
yeah,
say.
I think so.
Okay.
For a while.
What say you, KK?
I did it for I think like 3 years.
Okay.
It was on and off, but 3 years,
But you were on and off, so it didn't work for you. Not well.
not well. But then
Okay.
it ended up working.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. What about you, Bo?
It'll work. It works. Yeah. If I did it and it worked, but it could only be for a while because, like you said, I need to touch you. I need to
Right.
see you.
Okay.
So for a while, it could work.
Okay. long distance relationships, like you guys or whatever the case may be, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't work. Long distance marriages, totally different situation.
I'm not even gonna set
couldn't do
myself
it.
up for failure for that.
No.
That's a failure.
For a job vacation, maybe.
Yeah,
but
but
no, a long distance marriage.
For how long?
Divorce.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking. It's just a like a question. Because my thing is, if Mark were to leave and move and not move, but has another job and he works, but we see each other every week, then I don't have a problem with that. Because we can have conversations to do whatever. But if you're gone for months on end, that's not going to work. It's not going to work out. Because I heard something on Facebook the other day. It comes from this little marriage counselor guy. He said that when he cancels married couples or people that's on the verge of divorces, he said nine times out of 10, women leave the marriages because they've attached emotionally to someone else because their husband or boyfriend isn't there. Yeah. And then the man will he will detach himself from the wife because there's a physical attraction there.
That's cheating.
Right.
That's cheating.
So they're both cheating, but he said that when he with his research and how he did it, the woman always cheated because she was emotionally detached from her mate and she held on to a camera. You know what I'm saying? She started talking to Cam at the job and then one thing led to another. The guy did not become emotionally detached from his wife. He became sexually attracted to some other woman. Yes. So just imagine that part in a long distance relationship where you see each other months on end. What's gonna happen?
Well, I'm gonna get detached anyway.
Yeah, you are because they're not there. Now I'm not saying, please know that I'm not saying that long distance relationships cannot work. I'm just saying sometimes long distance relationships is not meant for everyone. But the thing about it is, if this is something that you guys can agree on, then that's fine. Long distance relationships don't work for a lot of people because where's my husband at when I need you, when I'm going through some things at work?
I feel like it only lasts for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So like it's a mandated time.
Yeah, it's not like doing that forever. But say for instance you're doing it for a year. I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
for sure.
Have a
but
time
for a long time,
no.
Over a course of some years,
no,
it won't because somebody's gonna detach and gonna find a sexual attraction over here because me and Lil Lucy, we've been talking every day. We work together every day, and I find her sexually attractive. And then I'm over here, me and Janet and Billy Bob. You know, he's there for me emotionally because my husband's over here playing with Lucy, and we don't even talk every day like we used to. So now I'm talking to Billy Bob, and Billy Bob is filling me up emotionally.
That's why I say, even though this is a different topic, that's why I say it's a double standard to cheating.
It is.
Because like for dudes, we're not emotionally attached.
Right.
For women, it is. They
are. You are. It's definitely an emotional attachment. If some cheat, I've seen some women out here that was some boogers, baby, and they just like guys. But there's some women that if I cheat and I'm married, I have an emotional attachment to you. We've connected somewhere. All right, so we're at the end of our podcast. Time for our positivity moment. We've talked about a lot of things, talked about love and all the good things, and we're going to come back with another section of that. So anybody want to leave us with a positive on tonight about love and love expectations and different things like that? Anybody have anything to say?
I vote Bo.
Okay, everybody got to say something.
I feel like just to know the difference between connections and attractions. Be real with yourself. Be real with your partner. Communicate. Anything comes up, talk about it.
Gotcha. Kaylin?
I like the healing part. I think it definitely is very important to heal after a heartbreak or anything. So I would say definitely take your time and heal before you jump into something else.
True. Absolutely. Cam, what about you?
When you love 100%. Love strong, love hard.
This is true. I totally agree. My positive to take away from tonight, love is something that is real. Love is something that is felt. Love is something that is shown. If you're not feeling loved or if you're not receiving love, then honestly, instead of talking to somebody else, because that will destroy your relationship just as fast as if you're not talking. But talk to your mate, have that conversation with them. Sometimes hard conversations are the conversations that we need to have. But also in your conversations that you are having, please make sure that you're not ignoring all these little pink, red, pinkish flags. See what you see. Don't unsee it. And honestly, if you decide to work it out, then work it out and let it go. But if you decide to see these things and you feel like, hey, you know, this is something, or this is a breakable for me, I can't deal with this, then have that conversation as well. Please, please, please have that conversation. Open communication, always, always, always. All right, guys, I think we're done. Anybody have anything else they would like to say?
Yes.
Go ahead, Cam.
Hoodies dropped. Shout out High Expectations. Come shop with me.
Yes, so High Expectations hoodies. Cam has a group and their brand name is High Expectations. He'll put the link and all that good stuff in bio. Anyway, you guys have a great one, and to the next one. Peace.